Hello everybody, welcome to Voices of Friedreich's Ataxia. Our goal is to raise awareness and funds to cure Friedreich's Ataxia, FA. Today we will talk about 2022 Right Ataxia by Kendall Harvey. I officially began my journey with Friedreich's Ataxia, FA, in 2013. It has been a wild roller coaster full of mobility aids, physical therapy, adaptations, broken bones, and fears. But it has also brought opportunities, new friends, learning, growing, clinical trials, writing, and hope. A consistent source of hope through the years is Right Ataxia, a nationwide fundraising event benefiting the Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance. Humbling, my future is not in my hands. It is in the hands of capable scientists, fueled by generous donors, and in my loving God. Realizing that and living in that truth daily is humbling. Oh opportunity, I have the opportunity to share my story in the hopes of being a part of the movement to cure FA. I also have the opportunity to redefine my possibilities, priorities, future, goals, and capacity. Promise, as Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future." I know that I am not promised a life free of trials and hardships, but I am promised hope and a future. So all I can do is foster that hope while striving to make the most out of my future. Expectations, all of the efforts by Team Kendall this year, and in the last 9 years, matter. I can say with confidence that I expect to see a cure for FA in my lifetime. Together we will cure FA. I will participate in my 9th Right Ataxia on November 5th. Your generous support not only provides hope for me but the entire FA community. Please consider Team Kendall as you plan your end-of-year donations, and together we will cure Friedreich's Ataxia. Link. Thank you for being such an amazing part of Team Kendall. All my love. Kendall Cape Harvey. Kendall Harvey is a FA patient, and this information was taken from Team Kendall with their permission. Their link is provided in description. Hello everybody, welcome to Voices of Friedreich's Ataxia. Our goal is to raise awareness and funds to cure Friedreich's Ataxia, FA. Today we will talk about COVID-19 in patients with Friedreich ataxia. This study reviews the course and outcomes of COVID-19 in a single-site subcohort of a large natural history study to examine characteristics of FRDA that may guide future risk stratification in this population. The major finding of this study is that comorbid diabetes is a significant feature associated with poorer COVID-19 outcomes in FRDA patients, who otherwise demonstrate largely similar infection courses as those of the general population. Higher neurological disease burden also predicts greater severity of COVID-19, although this effect is likely at least partially mediated by the association of disease progression with older age, which is a well-established risk factor for COVID-19 complications. On multivariate analysis including these factors, as well as breakthrough infection indicating vaccination status, only diabetes mellitus was an independent predictor of COVID-19 severity. This information was taken from FARA Australia with their permission. Their link is provided in description. Hello everybody, welcome to Voices of Friedreich's Ataxia. Our goal is to raise awareness and funds to cure Friedreich's Ataxia, FA. Today we will talk about Respiratory function in Friedreich's ataxia. Alterations of respiratory dynamics and parameters are frequently observed in Friedreich's ataxia. However, in the literature there are few, dated studies with small cohorts. This study aims to make an objective analysis of the respiratory condition of both early and late-stage FRDA patients, looking for correlations with the motor, skeletal, speech and genetic aspects of this condition. This retrospective observational study is based on the collection of clinical and instrumental respiratory data of 44 subjects between 13 and 51 years attending a tertiary rehabilitation center in northern Italy. The analysis was carried out using Pearson's correlation test, ANOVA test, and post-hoc tests. Data show the presence of a recurrent pattern of respiratory dysfunction of a restrictive type, with reduction in forced vital capacity and of flow and pressure parameters. The severity of the respiratory condition correlates with the disease severity, measured with disease-specific scales, with pneumophonic alterations and with the severity of the thoracic scoliotic curve. Respiratory function is impaired at various degrees in FRDA. The complex condition of incoordination and hyposphaenia in FRDA affects daytime and nighttime respiratory efficiency. The authors believe that the respiratory deficit and the inefficiency of cough are indeed a clinical problem deserving consideration, especially in the context of the concomitant postural difficulty and the possible presence of dysphagia. Therefore, the rehabilitation project for the subject with FRDA should also consider the respiratory function. This information was taken from FARA Australia with their permission. Their link is provided in description. Hello everybody, welcome to Voices of Friedreich's Ataxia. Our goal is to raise awareness and funds to cure Friedreich's Ataxia, FA. Today we will talk about diabetes mellitus and Friedreich's ataxia in a child, a complicated coexistence. The appearance of motor clumsiness, with running and jumping difficulties in a 6-year-old boy prompted the genetic study of Friedreich's ataxia, confirming his diagnosis. After diagnosis, it was evaluated by pediatric cardiology, detecting the presence of non-obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and by pediatric endocrinology, due to overweight. At 9 years of age, he was diagnosed with diabetes mellitus. A regimen of insulin treatment was initiated. During follow-up, he presented significant neurological deterioration, reaching the use of a wheelchair, which hinders adequate metabolic control. The link of the study is provided in description. This information was taken from FARA Australia with their permission. Their link is provided in description. Hello everybody, welcome to Voices of Friedreich's Ataxia. Our goal is to raise awareness and funds to cure Friedreich's Ataxia, FA. Today we will talk about Epicatechin. Epirium Bio is developing compounds that promote mitochondrial biogenesis, the making of new mitochondria. They report discovery of a previously unknown hormonal pathway that appears to regulate mitochondrial biogenesis. Among the distinctive properties of this hormonal pathway is the generation of new, functional mitochondria, coupled with restoring the structure and function of previously atrophic tissue, particularly that of neuromuscular and central nervous systems. The coupling of these pathways mimics a physiological process that can be seen in response to physical exercise and that is essential for the proper functioning of organs. This information was taken from FARA Australia with their permission. Their link is provided in description.